Food restrictions around the world often reflect a combination of cultural preservation, health concerns, and ethical considerations. From banning certain food dyes to outlawing particular animal products, these regulations can have a significant impact on local food cultures and global culinary practices. In this video, we will explore various food restrictions, including kebab bans in Venice, prohibitions on certain types of fish in the US, and even restrictions on traditional dishes like haggis. If you enjoy learning about these fascinating food policies, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more intriguing insights into food culture around the world. Food restrictions in Venice. In an effort to preserve its rich cultural heritage, Venice has imposed strict regulations on the opening of new kebab shops and fast food establishments. This move is intended to maintain the city's historical atmosphere and promote traditional Venetian cuisine, which relies on local ingredients and centuries-old recipes. Venice, a city renowned for its canals and architecture, seeks to avoid the commercialization and globalized food chains that could detract from its unique identity. Venice isn't alone in this effort. Cities like Verona and Florence have implemented similar restrictions, aiming to protect their culinary traditions from the spread of fast food. These restrictions help sustain local businesses, such as small trattorias and artisan food producers, which offer authentic Italian dining experiences. By focusing on local flavors, these cities hope to promote tourism that values cultural appreciation rather than convenience. However, these restrictions have sparked debate. While many support the protection of local culture, others argue that food diversity is part of a modern city's vibrancy. The bans limit dining options for both locals and tourists, raising questions about whether such regulations are beneficial in the long term. Still, Venice remains committed to preserving its culinary heritage, emphasizing the importance of local culture over global trends. Hamburgers, banned in London. In 2012, a food controversy erupted in Westminster, London, when the council banned the serving of undercooked hamburgers, citing concerns over foodborne illnesses such as E. coli. The regulation was implemented to protect public health, especially in high-traffic restaurants where the risk of contamination is higher. However, the ban on rare or medium-rare burgers was met with backlash from chefs and food enthusiasts who argued that it stifled culinary creativity. Many chefs believe that properly sourced and prepared beef can be safely served rare, and the ban infringed on their ability to serve food according to their expertise and customer preferences. The regulation also raised concerns that this could be the start of more restrictive food policies, limiting how restaurants could prepare and serve their dishes. For food lovers, rare hamburgers represent a beloved culinary tradition, and this regulation was seen as an unnecessary interference. While health officials stress the importance of safety, the ban remains a contentious issue, with many in the culinary community advocating for customer choice. This case highlights the ongoing struggle between public safety measures and the desire for food freedom. It also reflects broader debates about the role of government in regulating what people eat and how food is prepared in restaurants. Fugu, pufferfish. Fugu, a delicacy in Japan, is one of the most dangerous dishes in the world due to the high levels of tetrodotoxin found in the pufferfish. The poison, concentrated in certain organs like the liver, is lethal if not prepared correctly. Because of the risk, chefs in Japan must undergo years of rigorous training and obtain certification to serve this dish. Despite the danger, fugu remains a highly sought-after meal, prized for its delicate flavor and the thrill of eating something potentially deadly. In the United States, however, fugu is nearly impossible to find. Strict regulations prohibit its import and sale, with only a few licensed restaurants having permission to serve the dish. These establishments must adhere to stringent safety protocols, ensuring that the fish is prepared properly to remove all toxic parts. For the adventurous foodie, eating fugu in the US is a rare and exclusive experience, but it comes with the assurance that the fish has been handled by a trained professional. The strict regulations around fugu demonstrate the balance between culinary tradition and public safety. While Japan embraces the risk associated with the dish, other countries, like the US, impose tighter controls to prevent any fatal mistakes. the allure of fugu continues to captivate food enthusiasts worldwide, even as its availability remains restricted in many places. Casu Marzu. Casu Marzu is an infamous cheese from Sardinia, Italy, known for its unique fermentation process involving live larvae. This rotten cheese is made from sheep's milk and is considered a delicacy among locals. The larvae help break down the fats in the cheese, giving it a soft texture and strong flavor. However, the presence of live insects makes it controversial and has led to its prohibition in many countries, including the United States, where food safety laws forbid its sale. Despite being banned in various parts of the world, casu marzu remains a cultural staple in Sardinia, where it is enjoyed during special occasions. Locals defend the cheese as a traditional food that has been made for centuries, arguing that it poses no significant health risks when consumed correctly. Tourists who visit Sardinia often seek out the cheese, drawn by its reputation and the daring nature of eating it. Casu marzu highlights the tension between food safety regulations and the preservation of cultural heritage. While it may be seen as unsafe by some, it represents a deep-rooted tradition in Sardinia, where food is not just nourishment but a symbol of identity. The ongoing debate around its legality continues to spark interest in this unusual and controversial delicacy. Haggis prohibited in the U.S. Haggis, Scotland's national dish, is a savory pudding made from sheep's heart, liver, and lungs, mixed with onions, spices, and oats. While this dish is beloved in Scotland and often served during celebrations like Burns Night, it is prohibited in the United States. The main reason for this ban is the inclusion of sheep's lungs, which the U.S. Department of Agriculture has deemed unsafe for consumption due to concerns over foodborne illnesses and the potential presence of harmful contaminants. Despite the ban, many Scottish Americans and enthusiasts of Scottish culture lament the restriction, as they are unable to enjoy an authentic haggis on U.S. soil. Some opt for alternative versions of the dish that exclude the lungs, but these substitutes are considered inferior to the real thing. For many, the absence of haggis at Scottish-themed events or gatherings represents a loss of cultural authenticity. The ban on haggis in the U.S. highlights the challenges of navigating food regulations in a globalized world. While the U.S. prioritizes food safety, this decision has sparked debates about cultural expression and the right to preserve traditional foods. As more people become interested in international cuisine, the question of how to balance safety with culinary authenticity becomes increasingly important. Horse meat. Horse meat is considered a delicacy in certain countries, but it faces widespread ethical and safety-related prohibitions in the United States. While many European countries, including France and Belgium, regularly consume horse meat, it is banned in many U.S. states due to concerns over animal welfare and potential health risks. Critics argue that slaughtering horses for meat is cruel, as horses are often viewed as companion animals rather than livestock. The ethical debate surrounding horse meat consumption has led to strong opposition from animal rights groups, who advocate for the continued ban. They argue that horses have a special place in American culture, symbolizing freedom, labor, and companionship. Consuming them, therefore, carries a cultural stigma that makes the idea unacceptable to many Americans. Despite these objections, some chefs and food enthusiasts believe that horse meat, when sourced responsibly, is no different from other types of meat consumed globally. They point out that horse meat is lean, protein-rich, and sustainable. However, the deep-rooted cultural and ethical issues surrounding horse meat ensure that it remains a highly controversial food in the U.S., with no signs of the ban being lifted anytime soon. Food colorings banned in Europe. Food colorings, such as Yellow 5 and Red 40, are commonly used in processed foods in the United States, but they have been banned or restricted in Europe. European regulators have raised concerns over the potential health effects of these synthetic dyes, particularly in children. Studies have suggested links between artificial food colorings and hyperactivity, leading the European Union to impose stricter regulations. In some cases, foods containing these dyes must carry warning labels indicating potential risks. In contrast, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, allows the use of these food dyes, though they are subject to regulatory limits. Despite ongoing debates, they remain widely used in American snacks, cereals, and beverages. Many U.S. consumers are unaware of the restrictions in Europe and continue to consume products containing these dyes without hesitation. The differences in regulation reflect contrasting approaches to food safety and consumer protection. As awareness grows about the possible effects of artificial food dyes, some American companies have voluntarily begun to remove or replace them with natural alternatives, such as turmeric or beet juice. However, the widespread use of these dyes in the U.S. continues, highlighting the ongoing debate between food safety, corporate interests, and consumer awareness. Synthetic astaxanthin in salmon. In the United States, much of the farm-raised salmon on the market gets its pink color from synthetic astaxanthin, a chemical compound that mimics the natural pigments found in the wild salmon diet. Without this additive, farm-raised salmon would have a grayish appearance, which is less appealing to consumers. However, synthetic astaxanthin is prohibited in countries like Australia and New Zealand, where regulators express concerns over its safety and long-term health effects. The use of synthetic astaxanthin raises questions about food transparency and consumer awareness. Many consumers are unaware that the vibrant pink color of their farmed salmon comes from a chemical additive rather than a natural diet. This has led to calls for clearer labeling to help consumers make informed choices about the seafood they purchase. In contrast, wild salmon get their color naturally from consuming krill and other small organisms rich in natural astaxanthin. While farmed salmon remains a popular and affordable option in the U.S., the controversy surrounding synthetic additives highlights the broader issues of food production, sustainability, and consumer knowledge. Olestra, a fat substitute that gained popularity in the 1990s, is still used in some snack foods in the United States, but it has been banned in countries like Canada and those in the European Union due to its adverse health effects. Olestra was marketed as a way to enjoy fatty foods like chips and crackers without absorbing the fat, as it passes through the body undigested. However, it soon became notorious for causing unpleasant digestive side effects, including cramps and diarrhea, leading to its prohibition in several countries. Despite its controversial history, Olestra continues to be used in certain light snack products in the U.S., appealing to consumers looking for fat-free options. However, its negative reputation has made many people wary of consuming products that contain it. Some food manufacturers have phased it out in favor of other fat substitutes that don't have the same side effects. The story of Olestra serves as a cautionary tale about the promises of diet products and the potential risks of food additives. While it may offer a temporary solution to cutting fat from the diet, the long-term health consequences and unpleasant side effects make it a less than ideal option for consumers looking to make healthier food choices. Around the world, food restrictions reveal much about a society's values, health priorities, and cultural heritage. From the preservation of local traditions in Venice to the ban on horse meat in the U.S., these regulations shape the way we eat and understand food. While some bans are rooted in safety concerns, others reflect deeper ethical or cultural beliefs. As global food cultures continue to evolve, so too will the debates over what should and shouldn't be allowed on our plates. If you enjoyed learning about these intriguing food restrictions, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating insights into the world of food. There's always more to discover, and we look forward to exploring it with you.